My 2025 Berlin Marathon was a failure. Or was it? Join me today as I go on my final shakeout jog for this weekend's redemption run. How did I get here and what's happening this weekend? Stick around and you'll find out. So, was Berlin a success or a failure? Well, let's define failure. A lack of success, or the neglect or omission of required or expected action. Well, by one measure, I did indeed fail. I didn't get that sub 3 hour marathon. But on race day this year, the temperatures hit a high of 27 degrees. I don't know anyone who ran the time they wanted, and almost 13% of racers, DNF, did not finish. That's the highest that Berlin has ever seen in its marathon history. And even said on one of my first videos in this channel, if I go out in September 2025 for the Berlin Marathon and it's too hot, weather's not right, I'm going to adjust accordingly. I'm not going to go out all guns blazing. So should I have expected a sub 3 in that heat? Arguably, no. And actually all the advice I got in the days leading up to the marathon, once we had the forecast out, was adjust your goal, be more realistic, temper your expectations. So really, whilst I failed to achieve my goal was just unrealistic. So let's reframe it. How would I feel if I did a 42-kilometer long run in 27-degree heat at a 4:23 minute per kilometer, so 3 hours and 5 minutes? Well, I'd be ecstatic. I would be questioning why my training plan had a 42-kilometer run at that effort, at that pace, but I'd be so pleased. In marathon training, you don't usually run the marathon distance, not like some of the shorter distances. So that's how I'm treating it. The Berlin Marathon was a fun, long training run. But a training run for what? Well, it's not a well-kept secret. I'm doing the Dresden Marathon in 2 days' time on the 26th of October. As soon as we got on the train back from the Berlin Marathon, we were looking up what races I could do next, what marathons were happening in the next 5 to 8 weeks that were flat and close enough, or at least in a place that we wanted to go and visit maybe for a weekend. And Dresden was a clear winner. It's a pretty flat course, about the same elevation as Berlin, and it's only 2 hours from my home here in Berlin. With the race selected, the final thing I needed to do was to keep my fitness. Easier said than done, right? As if to remind us of what weather we could have had, literally the day after the Berlin Marathon, it was beautiful, cool autumnal weather like we've got today. And with that, I, and along with half of Berlin, it seems, got a cold. I'm also sure that cuddling up with 50,000 other people in the starting pen before the marathon and then running along grabbing cups, which no doubt had other people's hands trailed across them, probably didn't help in the spread of germs on the day. So that led to me just doing 14 kilometers on the first week after the Berlin Marathon. But I did manage to get in a nice chilled 55-kilometer cycle, which I always think is a great way of getting some movement into your legs without maybe some of the impact that you get with running. The following week, I felt a little better, and I did another cycle, followed by 56 kilometers of running, including 2 long runs, both over 22 kilometers. They weren't fast, but they showed I still had the distance and the stamina in my legs. To be honest, if I'd lost it in 2 weeks, then yeah, that would be more questionable, right? The following week, I did 68k. That was my peak week, and had a 35-kilometer long run with 19 kilometers of effort in the middle. It was honestly my favorite long run I've done in years, and it made me really excited for what this weekend's going to bring. And then last week, I ran 60 kilometers with my long run just being 24 kilometers with my friend Deck. Chilled, a couple of efforts in there, and just letting my legs start to recover for this weekend's challenge. As you can see, I've continued my heat training, but as it stands, it's not even due to reach the double digits in Dresden this weekend. If anything, I'm a little bit more concerned about it raining. But just to clarify, heat training helps you in so many ways, and even if it's not hot on the day, you still get benefits from having put your body through that extra stress. But I feel good. I might not be at 100% of the fitness I was going into Berlin. That training block went really, really well, but I'm pretty close. I'm 99.9% of the way there. And I'm so much more relaxed. I mean, I can't articulate quite how ecstatic I think I'd be if I did manage to get the sub 3 hour marathon. But if it doesn't happen this weekend, then that's fine. And not in like a Ross from Friends, I'm fine way. Like,
I'm fine! Totally fine!
I genuinely am fine. If I have to retrain, reevaluate, and go again for a spring marathon, that'd be fine. And also, have to. I'm choosing to. This is all fun and something I want to do as a fun challenge. Anyway, I need to get home because it's starting to rain and I need to finish off my final shakeout run and start carb loading. Don't forget to subscribe so you can see how I get on this weekend. Give me a like if you've enjoyed this video, and do go back through my other videos to see how I got to this point. Catch you soon.